What are your targets right now?
I don't even know my goals.
We got a leadership problem here, ladies and gentlemen. If you're an entrepreneur, just so you know, if your team doesn't know their own targets, I know your target's 125 athletes at top line 7-on-7. Multiple. Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're trying to picture Blake Bodenstein, Coach Bodenstein for all of you guys on Instagram. We're trying to picture him kickstarting a Harley Davidson right now. Would you say crotch rocket or Harley? Crotch rocket? Oh, yeah, you're so soft. This guy's soft. Guys, welcome to Coffee with the Coach. There is no coffee present because in reality, we're shooting this show on a Friday night, the day after a national holiday, but I've got some really good content for you, so it doesn't really matter whether or not we're shooting this the day of. So buckle up because I've got 10 investments that will always pay off for you. They have always paid off for me, and I'm shooting this because Black Friday got me thinking about all the liabilities that a lot of people will be investing in from now and all the way through maybe today. I think today that this video would come out, Cyber Monday would have passed, and going into Christmas. So as we approach the holiday season, Topline has all of our holiday sales on, which are a great investment, which we'll touch on later. I wanted to talk about some things that people are going to invest in that will always pay off, and you can have no hesitation when you invest in these things. So let's dive right into it. The first thing that will always pay off if you invest into it, again, that's what this is all about. The first thing is live events and educational seminars. Anytime you can go get in the room with a bunch of high achievers and people who are going places and people who are thinking big and they've got energy and they've got passion and they've got juice and they've got knowledge and wisdom, and you can go in there with a notebook and with your brain fresh, eager, grab a cup of coffee and go in there, you're going to elevate your thinking, you're going to elevate your game, and you're going to be able to network a ton of people who will be able to help you advance your career and further your thinking. So that will always pay off. The second thing on the list, educational books. And I just so happen to have a few books laid out right here. We've got Sell It Like Sarah Hunt for one of the guys from $1 Million Listing. Phenomenal book. Ego is the Enemy, which I saw because I was watching Last Chance U, football coach on that show. Maybe just a little ego, wouldn't you say? One of the other big name coaches gave him that book to read. I thought, oh, that might be good for me as well. We've got Extreme Ownership, which is another phenomenal book, which I just started reading. But all of these books, 10X, we've got 10X by Grant Cardone. We've got Man Up by Bedros Keuilian. Those two books are the only books, along with this one, that I read all year. And I read them, I think, each 4 or 5 times instead of reading a bunch of different stuff, and I kind of gave myself the privilege now to be able to advance and maybe add some new ones in. But those books always paid off. Reading always paid off. Blake and I were talking about the other day. He's like, man, I gotta try and figure out how I can get this reading, because I gave the guy a book. What book did I give you? John C. Maxwell, 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, or Developing the Leader Within. A character hadn't finished the book yet. I gave Britt one, No Excuses, right?
No,
The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. Did you take action on it? And what was the next book I gave you? Rework? But in any event, is it good? Did you read a little bit of it? Not crack?
I'm on page 50.
Page 50. I read that book in one day. But in any event, I never regretted reading those things. I never regret, even if the book wasn't great, I learned some things that, like the 4-Hour Workweek, stupid book. Stupid. Don't read that, because there is no such thing as a 4-hour work week. But you'll always get something out of it, even if it's something you don't want to do. Number 3 on the list, audio programs. That could be YouTube. That could be this podcast. That could be a CD. Back in the day, I used to listen to Success CDs when I was in my car. Call it Automotive University, or at least Brian Tracy called it that. I think Mobile U, right? Mobile use. So you can learn a lot when you're in the car and you're driving from one place to the next. That will always pay off. So I would pay a lot of money for that. I learned way more in the car listening to Richard Branson and Tony Heish from Zappos and Jeff Bezos and all these guys. I'm listening to these guys. I learned so much. It's incredible. I learned way more than I did in college. Number 4, buying a successful person or somebody who has achieved success in your given field, buying them coffee and picking their brain, or maybe doing some things for them for free in their business and asking them a few questions, or whatever the case may be. Picking another person's brain is an investment. That time that you put into the energy you put into it, and if you do invest some money into it, it will always pay back. You'll never regret it. I've never regretted it. And it's always been a huge benefit to meet with people like the CEO of Buffalo Wild Wings and several different people in different organizations that were in different fields like manufacturing or the fitness industry or personal training or Bedros. I remember talking to him in summer of 2012, and he's like, don't knock down the wall, monetize the unit you already have. Don't do that. Make sure you sell the whole pig, sell everything in the organization. And Bedros saved me from making a huge mistake and advancing too early. And I think 18 months later, I was in a position to do it based on the information he gave me. Huge benefit by investing into time and energy and money into that. Another investment that will always pay off is charitable giving. We just ended up doing a big fundraiser for the homeless in Milwaukee to help our local city out, and just over this past holiday weekend, I think we'll probably do a few more things like that moving into Christmas, and I thought it was really cool, and people came out. People had no problem donating to that. Sometimes they have a problem paying their membership sometimes, but that's another story. But at least they're doing a little charitable work because it's an investment they know will always pay off. So I think that was really cool. Number 6 on the list is taking time. Remember, investments aren't always money. It could be time, it could be talent, it could be energy, and it also could be money. Number 6, taking time every day to write your goals down, write your targets down. To be honest, when I write my goals down every day, a couple times a day, you know how long it takes me? How long does it take you? It only takes me like 3 minutes, 2 minutes. I'll time it. I'm timing this right now. We're at 6 minutes and 11 seconds. Check the clock back to see if I'm telling the truth. But you got to time it, control your time. And I know when I write my targets down, it only takes me a couple minutes, but then it's in my head. Do you write your goals down every day? Ladies and gentlemen, I wish I could spin this camera around right now. We got Britzer in the building on my team, which is a failure of leadership, actually. So it's gonna I'll have to self-reflect on that later, because if you're not writing your goals down, then I'm not doing something. But I know I'm trying to reinforce it. So make sure you spend time writing your goals down every day. It's 3 minutes for your own damn goals.
Yeah.
Your own goals. You write your goals down every day? What are your targets right now?
I don't even know my goals.
We got a leadership problem here, ladies and gentlemen. If you're an entrepreneur, just so you know, if your team doesn't know their own targets, I know your target's 125 athletes at top line 7-on-7. Multiple. Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. These guys are making me nervous here. Number 7 on the list. We're just going to skate by that. I got a lot of work to do as a coach right now to these guys. Number 7 on the list is take time, spending time on your nutrition and your training. No one ever regrets spending time or money or energy on their health if they stick to it and get in good shape. Now, if you invest into a personal training program with me for $1,500 and then you hit it and you do good and then you stop, you might regret it a little bit. You probably won't necessarily regret the investment you made, but you'll regret not sticking with it. No one ever really regrets the actual time they're putting into it, where they feel good and they feel the energy boost and they see the results and they feel confident and they feel strong and they feel like they're making progress, because that is success, is when you're making progress. So no one ever regrets that. Number 8 on the list, another important one. We all typically skip over this one, but it's getting sleep. Okay, now sleep's different for everybody. Sometimes I like to go on 6 hours and then 6 hours and then maybe 5 hours, and then one day I might bang out 8 or 9. That's just how I do it. I know that I'm okay, and then I can just feel it. I can feel it in my thinking. My thinking's not as clear, and then I'll get a little extra sleep. You do not always need to sleep 7 hours or 8 hours or 9 hours, nor do you also need to only sleep 3 hours. I think your sleep schedule varies a lot depending on your nutrition. I think it varies a lot whether or not you have 6 or 7 cookies and cakes and candies late at night. Trust me, I'm a professional at that, and sometimes that will set you back on how much you actually need to sleep, because your body just can't start to function anymore because you're eating the wrong things. So make sure you check your diet, but get enough sleep so that you can perform, and take notes in your little journal, which should also be on the list. Journal so that you can see how you're feeling throughout your days, so you can make adjustments based on if that variable has changed or not. Number 9 on the list is time in prayer or meditation or just detachment. I'm big on faith, so spending time with God, with Jesus, Don't get nervous, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to jump through the camera and start thumping you with the Bible. But for me, that helps me get my mind right. That helps me get my principles right for the day. And I need it, maybe more than most. I need it. So I have to put that on my schedule every day. And I never regret it. I always come out of that time feeling refreshed and feeling focused and feeling like my ethics and integrity are hopefully going to be a little bit better for the day. Doesn't always work, but I try my best. So I think having that time to detach from everybody, just breathe, just think, just relax. I think that's really important, and I don't think you'll regret it. I know you won't regret it. Number 10, time showing love. So time showing love, I have that on my list of things, is always show love and shower people with attention, whether it's clients, whether it's family members, whether it's friends or associates. I had a lot of messages yesterday. Blake and Britt sent me a message yesterday, which I thought was cool. I shot one out to Dizzard and let her see a little love. And I think that just taking a few minutes every day, again, that's probably like your goals. It's going to be like 2-3 minutes tops. Just to send a few people some messages, text, video message, whatever it is. Maybe you send them some snail mail. I don't know. I mean, that might take a little bit more time. Maybe the text and the phone call or the FaceTime might be easier. But spending time doing that will always be an investment that will pay off. You'll build your relationships. People know that you actually care about them, even if you haven't seen them in a while. And I know that will always pay off. So again, those are 10 things that you can invest in, either money, time, or energy in, that will benefit you as an individual, just your lifestyle, your confidence, just who you are as a person. You'll never regret any one of those things. So as you go into the holiday season, maybe you want to get in shape. Maybe it's time to hire a coach. Maybe it's time to join a gym. Maybe you're a football player, an athlete. Maybe it's time to hire that position coach like Blake or Britt, who want to specialize in football and soccer. Maybe you want to advance your business. So maybe it's time to get around other like-minded business owners and head to the 10X Growth Con, which is going to be in February. Maybe ship Britt down there and Blake so they can get their goals down, written in paper, and Uncle GC can beat these guys up a little bit. But in any event, make sure that you're around people who are thinking and growing, and make sure you're around people who are putting their money and their time and their energy into these things rather than all the liabilities at the holidays. Little toys and trinkets that have no value. You want real treasure in life. You don't want a bunch of crap that's laying around the house. Maybe you want to simplify things at your house or your apartment. Maybe get rid of some clutter. Maybe have no furniture for a while. Maybe that'll elevate your thinking. What do you think? That's what I do. Have no car and no furniture for a while, and let me know how your mind starts working. You'll think a little bit better. But check those things out. And again, if you think that this video helped you and some of those things could be helpful to somebody else, like it, share it, comment it, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode. 12 minutes, Britt. 12 minutes. We're blazing. We'll catch you guys soon. Have a good one. Get rocking and rolling. You should be working right now. That's another thing. Let me just do a quick little... I know people who ain't making any money who are out shopping today. I don't even know if I can say anything else beyond that. I know people who are out who ain't making money who are out shopping today. I've been working all day. And it's 9:15. I'm not better than anybody, but I don't get it. Do you get it? Do you get it? I'll catch you guys later.